Hi everyone, my name is Gracelyn Quessy. I work in admissions. I help out with students here on campus, whether it's getting here on campus or working with them once they're here. My experience is I've worked at 4 universities in the past, and it's my first community college. It's a different environment and I love it. And if it's a chance of, we want to connect you with a chance to get involved. And here with PTK, it's kind of like one of those things that you can use as a conduit to jump out to other organizations in the community, and see what you can add to the future in terms of your resume and things like questions that you'll get asked in the future, like when's the last time you worked on a group project together, or what's something difficult you've done, or something out of the ordinary in your extracurriculars. So we hope to contribute to that, and we also hope to take some of your ideas and be able to help your other students and your peers succeed here at IVCC and in college, and with the next step, whether you're transferring or going on to a career. I'm going to introduce you to Dylan Zupek. He is the president for this year's 2021 and 2022 Rho Omega chapter here at IVCC. And Dylan, want to take it away?
Yeah. Hi. How's everyone doing? Good. I mean, there's no real election because nobody else wanted to be an officer, and so I wanted to start out with saying this: is anyone interested at all in doing any sort of officer roles, any additional responsibility? We have like 7 vice president roles that are currently unfilled, and so it's really just me, and you don't have to take on too much responsibility. It's just really it's just the title, and you got to do a few extra things. There's like the vice president of leadership, scholarship, the treasury. What else, Gracie? Just a couple other things.
Scholarship, did you say that one already?
Yeah, scholarship, leadership, fellowship,
and
treasury.
These positions were created by PTK, so it's an international honor society, and each chapter or each institution will have their own chapter. And so not everyone runs it the same way. I know that the list of responsibilities that were sent out with the officer roles might have seemed overwhelming, or like it's a lot of things to do. And some of it really is just guiding you along the way. Like these are some things that you can help out with, but we really envision it as kind of just one organization where we all work together in it. But if you're interested in taking on a leadership role, please come see or reach out to Dylan, or come see one of us if you want to talk more about it. And like I mentioned, don't feel like pressure to do it, but if it is something that you want to explore or try out or anything, let us know, because it's once again a good way to really step up in terms of figuring out what you want to do, and learning how to work with people, how to manage volunteers and that kind of thing. So some of you may have had that experience before in other roles. So if you want to keep developing that, that's a great time to reach out and let us know.
I mean, one of the main reasons I decided to go for an officer position is because I was applying for scholarship applications, and a lot of them said, what sort of leadership experience do you have? And I realized I didn't have a whole lot. I mean, during the previous year, I was stuck at home, not doing anything. And so I didn't have much opportunity to, lead anybody. And with these officer roles, it gives you that experience. You can say that you helped with PTK, you helped set up events, you led other people. And so it just looks really good on scholarship applications, future job applications. If you're going to transfer somewhere, that looks good too. And it's fun to do, It's good to help with charity and stuff like that. So if anyone is interested at all in anything, just contact me. Let me know what you'd want to do. I don't know if you still have that list of all the positions with all of the responsibilities. I remember.
Yeah, it's in an email, but if anyone's interested in it, we can just send out the general responsibilities again, just so you can take a look at them. And if not, then we'd love to just have your participation. PTK, something else I want to go over is that the International Honors Organization, there's a fee to join it. You don't have to pay that fee to go to our events or do anything that we're doing. I just want to make that clear, because it's something like basically PTK, there are scholarships available for students at certain institutions. So you can gauge, like we encourage you to like gauge yourself whether or not you think it's something that'll be beneficial for you to pay for. It is, I believe, an $80 to join PTK. It's a lifetime membership. And then some scholarships are like $1,000. So you can kind of gauge, like, you know, am I going to any of these schools that offer scholarships, or is this school that I'm going to go and offer scholarships to PTK? And then you can move on from there. But like I said, we just like to think of ourselves as an organization to get together. I know there's other orgs like that, like Key Club or Rotaract and stuff like that. This one happens to be an honors organization, so it comes with that. And it comes with the fact that you have to be an accomplished student and maintain your GPA to get into the program. So that's just something to think about. Like I said, don't feel pressured to pay that. Like you're gonna get emails about it. And if you do pay for it, like then you're set for those scholarships if whether or not you decide to use them and when you qualify for them. So I wanted to brainstorm a little bit about can we go around? Didn't you want to ask names?
Yeah, I want to go around.
Let's
the
do
room,
it.
just introduce everyone. So we'll go around the room, just introduce yourself, you know, what you're going to school for, maybe, you know, stuff like that, just whatever you feel like saying. My name is Dylan. I'm going to school for electrical engineering. I like my hobbies include, like, I work on computers and electronics and stuff like that. I haven't had a lot of time in school to do any of that, but if I have free time, it's what I like to do. You want to go ahead?
Sure. I'm Taylor. I'm a agriculture teacher education major, and I'm actually president of the Ag Club, so that's pretty much my hobbies.
My name is Gunnar. My free time, I play guitar and basketball. I'm on the basketball team here, actually, and I'm studying finance.
And then I'm studying for computer science, cybersecurity, something like that. And like building computers and stuff.
My name is Natalie. I am studying marketing and I work in the financial aid office. On my free time, hang out with my friends. And yeah.
I'm Isabella. I'm majoring in English, and in my free time, I mostly just hang out with friends and listen to music and all that. My name is Rosie. I'm still undecided on what I want to study. And on my free time, I work with her in the financial office. And I'm not sure what my hobbies are. I just hang out with my friends.
Okay.
And
And
we're just going around the room introducing ourselves, like what we're going to school for, and any hobbies we have, or whatever else you want to share. You want to go ahead and do that?
Yeah, I am friends with them. Studying for computer science. I like playing volleyball.
And let's give our people on Zoom, if you want to unmute and introduce yourselves if you're there. Caroline or Sophia? And go ahead, Sophia. Let me make sure that, oh,
Sorry, yeah.
okay.
Okay, can you hear me?
Dang it, hold on. We can't hear you. Hold on.
Let's see if the owl, if that's messing with it. Go ahead.
Sophia, can you hear us? And if you want to try talking?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, we can hear you too. And if you wanted to introduce yourself, what your hobbies are, what you're studying here.
Yeah, okay. Hi everyone, my name is Sophia Ryshinsky. It's echoing a lot.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
We can hear you clearly if that matters at all.
Okay. All right. I'm majoring in human relations and am currently part-time right now, but I'm planning on going full-time in the spring.
And Caroline?
My name's Caroline. I'm majoring in health science. And in my free time, I also hang out with my friends.
That's everyone.
Okay, so we can go through, okay. Sorry, guys, we just got these owls, so we're still learning how to use them. But we wanted to go over, we can go over some list of events that we're thinking about participating in. These are events that have happened in the past, and by no means do we have to do all of them. And if there's other events that you guys are really interested in, that you maybe are involved in with the community or anything, and want to make it something that we do together, feel free to bring it up. Like, because that's what it's about. It's really about reaching out from the school to the community and the community back. Whether it be something here for students at the school or something in the greater community. Basically, we just want to do good things. And so some events that we've had in the past that we might look at now, depending on, once again, COVID and everything and how the outside organizations are handling them. I know in October, we've had there's a trunk or treat on campus. And that is hosted by IVCH.
It's actually some Starved Rock.
Oh, sorry, Rob. Okay,
Yeah, I talked to Joan and she said that's the Starved Rock.
okay, so did they give you a date for that one by chance?
I don't remember. Off the top of my head. I have the email somewhere.
Other events we've had, we did this Christmas tree and holiday decorating for this store called Upscale Resale, which is in Spring Valley. So they host an annual Christmas tree auction, and first we go out to the community. So one year we helped them decorate their shop, and they presented us with a community micro grant. So we took then that money and added it to all the other fundraisers that we had during that year. And we ended up sponsoring a bed pads, which is really cool, for the Waking Up with Hope campaign. So that's another thing, another place we partner with, and with pads and the food pantries. Those are other drives and organizations that we do volunteer work through. So if you guys have any ideas or have anything in your community also, like I mentioned, I know we've come from all over the district. So, and there's no place too small. So that's another thing is pads, or if there's something that you guys want to do with IVAR. We do, like I know campus organizations here will do food and clothing drives. So that's something to look out for. Other events, what else did I put on there, Ellen? That's it. You've got our scholarship workshop. And so that is more asking for people who are maybe interested in helping students go over their essays or help them write it. So that's another thing that is coming up, and that will be in December and January. One year we partnered with Rotaract for a Santa's workshop. So that was something on campus that we hosted for the community. And we had kids and like staff and faculty and their kids and students, kids come on campus, and we had games and stuff for them, and we had Santa there. Another event, we had Perfectly Flawed Earth Day last year. For anyone of you guys who participated in that, we went down to the IM Canal and assisted with that, and there was a great event also. Like they had live music and vendors and just a way to connect and meet and network with people in the community. Other things that we've done in the past are Starved Rock Park cleanup. So that's a good way to just get out and kind of, do a little hiking and but these is not an exhaustive list. In the past, I know that they've had, sorry, wrong notes. They've had other larger projects, such as, I think one of the honors and action projects, before I got here, was they actually helped clean up and beautify that like retention pond that's out lot 7, like where all those reeds are. And like made it more of a place to hang out and chill. Since then, it's overgrown, obviously. But there are events like that too, if you guys are thinking of campus beautification, projects like that would be really great too, if you're interested in that. I know you probably walked by all the different display cases. There is one for PTK, and that's in the E building, like where the old learning commons was. Or if you guys are familiar with that, like it's kind of down the hallway from D225. If anyone has a lecture in there, the really big lecture room. But if you are just looking through the hallways, like we do have a display panel, so if that's something that you guys want to refresh, or if it's something like, hey, let's actually just not like, let's completely change it and make it about something else. Let's make it about, being environmentally friendly, or recycling, or agriculture, or natural wildlife here, something more educational, or things to do in Starcroft. It really is up to you guys. And we want to be like there to help you out, but we also want this to be a student-led initiative, as we do with all our student organizations. We don't want to like necessarily like make the experience for you, because we want you to create it, but we're there to help you make it happen. Does that make sense? Like, we don't want to push you through something like any of these things. I'm like, yeah, no, I put these on the list because I thought that they worked out great in the past. But if there's stuff that you're like, let's not do that, that is not cool, like students aren't into that or whatever, we can look at something else if you have a different suggestion. I know, Dylan, can you talk about your the project idea that you submitted with your application?
Oh, yeah. So with my application, we just submitted a little idea we had, and mine basically was something about helping students help themselves succeed. And so what that means is we have all these resources at the college, at the tutoring center, what's it called now, the Center for Accessibility and Neurodiversity, stuff like that students just don't know about. Honestly, this semester, I'm a tutor, the tutoring center, and not a whole lot of people are coming in. Before I was here, I was told it was always busy. Tutors were going around to multiple people all the time and helping them. A lot of the time, I'll just sit there and nobody's coming in. So if people want to succeed and do good in their classes, we're there for them. But I just feel like a lot of people just don't know about that option. And other things we could do would be, just kind of helping guide students to plan their goals and how to achieve them, stuff like that. Just because that's what community college is about. Everyone has their own goals. They're all going for different things. They have short-term goals, long-term goals. We just have to help them sort of plan out what they're going to do to achieve that. And that's pretty much it. So I don't know, we could set up something for that, like little workshops, or make little, educational pamphlets and stuff like that. I know Jackson had something similar, right?
Yeah.
He had something about like more so adult, like,
Yeah, like
success,
helping students succeed and making, it's basically our retention initiative, which is something that's really important. So my background, undergrad, I was a sociology major at UCLA. For grad school, I took a second lab at UCLA and I studied student affairs. So that's higher education, working with students in student development theory. For me, when I went to college, like I was so academically oriented and like, I gotta do this, gotta do everything. And it's important to also stop and think about the other things that you're doing in your life to prepare you for your future and to network and to like interact with people and kind of learn, I guess, like just how organizations and everything kind of function together. And it's a lot about like teamwork and working together. Especially this year, I think it's so important because we've been on the computer for the past year. And even things like this is something that I like tie-dye. And so I bought a bunch of tie-dye supplies in hopes that we'd be able to do something last year with PTK, but we didn't. So if anyone's interested in that as like even just like a, hey, like a community building, getting to know each other thing, we have those types of supplies. But like I said, it's something that like, we want it to be more of a student-led initiative. So if you're like, hey, that'd be cool, like, let's take like this, you know, whatever day it is, maybe it's a day, like International Friendship Day, and we tie-dye stuff, you know, one of those things. Or it really could just be a tie-dye day, because who needs mixed tie-dye really? But, so it's things like that, that if you're interested in it too, we have, we're still trying to figure out our budget and everything. Fundraisers in the past that we've had, have been like bake sales and stuff, and we don't know if that's gonna be able to happen. I mean, for all of our groups here on campus, we're still kind of wading through the waters of that and what guidelines were given. If it's stuff that you wanna do, like outreach to your high schools, that's really cool too. Like, you know, talking about, what you're doing right now at IVCC and the path that you're taking. It's so important to be able to kind of, share your experiences and inspire those who you know, are still looking up to you and trying to figure out what they're doing. So those are good other options that we could look at. I wrote up, just gonna write up the Festival of Lights in Rotary Park. So that could be a potential fundraiser. So that would involve, and I gave Dylan the contact information, reaching out to them, and you to help collect the admission fee or the donations for one of those evenings, and then they could go back into your budget for whatever you guys want to do. Whether it be like, hey, we want to order t-shirts, and maybe this will help offset the money for that, or things like that. So. And if there are other activities like that that you guys are interested in, another one that passed this weekend, which I was sad about because I wanted to talk to you guys about it, but there was volunteer positions for Oktoberfest, and they were getting paid $17. So that could be a way, if we went as a group, that could be a way also to fundraise for PTK. Dylan, do you have anything you wanted to add?
Basically, we're not limited to anything up here. We can do whatever else we want to. Like my friend Jackie, she was president last year, and they did all sorts of stuff beyond just this. They made the self-care baskets. You remember that?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you saw, there was a stand in the main area, and it had sticky notes on it. And it was like, what I'm hopeful for, I'm, you know, anxious about. Just pretty much anything, small projects like that, we can do that. We're not limited to just the big stuff. We also want to do small stuff too. Small stuff has a small impact, but reaches a lot of people.
Thanks for reminding me about those. We also collected Valentines for seniors. So we then dropped them off with this Senator Sue Risen, and she distributed them to nursing homes. So if you do see things like that, that was something that one of our other members had seen in the newspaper, and we're like, this is something that we can do. Does anyone here have any like burning ideas that they want to share or anything? And if not, that's totally fine too. Or is anyone here involved with other organizations around the community that they think that we could link up with? And there's still room to explore that. Anyone have any questions so far? No? Yeah, and I know that this is overwhelming. This is probably your first non-classroom, like just non like academic oriented meeting. And we didn't know what it was gonna look like or anything, but we're so happy that you guys came out and introduced yourselves. And I know a lot of our follow-up will probably be via email if there's anything. Like we mentioned, like we'll send out dates for things that are coming up. And if you have any dates, feel free to reach out to Dylan, like I said, to suggest things that we could get involved in. Does anyone online have any questions or anything? Another event we do also participate in, that this is kind of like something that PGK does every year, which is great, is the Lunch and Learn. And I'm not sure if anyone here joined us last year. And that is open to like the community as well. So I know we had high school students sit in on our sessions, but did you want to talk a little bit about Lunch and Learn?
With Lunch and Learn, it would be great to have some help with that, because I have to find a lot of people like in business, healthcare, engineering, education, 3 to 4 panelists for each of those to basically just talk about what they do, their area they work in. And so if any of you know anybody who works in like any of those areas or any like really STEM related areas, like I'm gonna talk to my dad about, getting people from his work maybe. If you can find anyone, that'd be great.
Yeah, I know we've pulled in the past from like people's friends or their neighbors who were in a physician, or their brother who is like a mechanical engineer or whatever. So if you have someone that's willing to share about their career, we'd love to hear that. And we can probably make some sort of spreadsheet to see if anyone can submit like people that they know and that they are willing to reach out to and get prepared for that, because it comes up fast. It's a great event to be part of, and it's good for networking too. And that's, to keep that in mind. And I know I keep saying networking and it sounds like this weird thing that's like, what is that? But it really is about getting out there, talking to people, asking questions. And I know it's been difficult to do that right now because a lot of it is just screen time for you guys. So hopefully this is like a little bit of like a place where you can step out of your comfort zone, but still have that umbrella of like, well, I'm doing it for this, like, hey, I'm reaching out on behalf of PTK, but getting that practice is a lot too, just reaching out to professionals. I know it's scary, you guys are adults, but this is the kind of stuff that that they did in the past. Maybe not exactly in this Lunch and Learn format, but it's all about finding out what you want to do and what you don't want to do. So that helps a lot with the Lunch and Learn and kind of helping people answer questions about their professions and talking about their education, as well as advice as to how to get there. So
Lunch and Learn is pretty much like the one thing that like it's our responsibility to set up in its entirety. Like everything else on here, the trunk retreat, the scholarship workshop, we're more or less helping with that. We're volunteering, but Lunch and Learn is something that we do, and we have to get it all up and running.
And it's something the school really enjoys that we have. And yes, thank you, Dylan, for clarifying that. When I gave them the list of events that we've done in the past, I should have clarified, you don't have to set all this up by yourself. A lot of it is they'll need volunteers or assistants for it. And it's stuff like, Santa's workshop, where you get to be there and like set up games for kids and help out with the community. Other things if you are interested in, like I know the Criminal Justice Association, they did this really cool thing where they played like I think they played the Polar Express, and they had students like, and I don't know how they organized it, so it'll have to go through administration, but they were able to watch people's kids while they were out doing a little bit of holiday shopping. So things like that too, where it's just a little bit of like, it could be any idea, and connecting is something so important right now. So if you have any ideas, even if last year we discussed playing League of Legends, so anyone was interested in that could go into that. But yeah, it doesn't all have to be one thing too. We could divide into little groups, and if you're not interested in something, then you can focus on something else. I hope that makes sense. And I know that's a lot. At the end of the day, you guys are tired and everything. But we want you to make sure that you have somewhere to connect to if and you're looking to take the next step after IVCC. So feel free to come to us, or yeah. Does anyone have any questions?
One of the things I wanted to get your opinion on is whether we should have weekly meetings or every other week. Because I don't want to, overextend, how much you want to participate in this club. So we could do weekly meetings, you could come wherever works for you, or, it's up to you guys really. Does anyone have any thoughts on whether they'd want to do make this a weekly thing or, twice a month? Want to take a vote on it maybe? What do you think? Because Ezra, she told me that, she doesn't have an exact idea of what to do for that.
Yeah.
And she was asking why I thought, I said we should put it up to them really, because I don't want to,
Yeah,
overextend
yeah,
them.
and that's something too that could be, meetings as needed, even if they are scheduled and you can send out the things, say, hey, actually, we're not meeting this week or anything. I felt that once a week can be a little too much, depending on people's schedules and what we're doing. Sometimes it's like, okay, we're working on one of the events and maybe we need an extra meeting. So if you're free, let's meet again next week kind of thing. And then we just go from there. But hopefully everyone has their own input, like via, they can email in or I know Google Docs is a way to work to collaborate on that. Or what other platforms work for you guys? Out of my own first curiosity. Discord?
I mean, I think Google Docs works really good because it's browser based. You don't have to download or anything. You can just use it in your browser.
Sounds good. Okay. Well, we want to be respectful of your time too. So if you guys don't have any other questions or anything, feel free to head out. Or if you do have questions, stick around, and it can be questions about anything, about college, life, classes, whatever you want.
If anyone is interested at all in being in an officer position, even if you just want to, see what it is, what it's about, find out your responsibilities, just reach out to me or Grayson or whoever else, and we'll let you know. If it's not something that you want to do, then you don't have to do it either. It just, the more we participate in this, the better it's going to be for everyone.
And even if it's something that you're like, I don't want to be an officer, but I'd like to help out with some sort of I can guide people this way or whatever. I can help with scheduling, or I can help taking meeting minutes or something like that. Let us know. So thank you for coming here, and I will pass out some snacks because I always have food on me. And thank you guys for joining us online. We'll update you via email as well. And did you have anything to say?
Not right now. Thank you all for coming to the first PTK meeting of the 2021-2022 school year. Look forward to getting to that all.
I am so awkward today, guys. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. Is that all for coffee? Is it just, okay, see, there's blue coffees and stuff. I didn't know, but feel free to take some and just have some chat.